Peasant chat, poor people. We talk to poor people today on a Sunday about car stuff, car shit in general. Peasant chat is on 9:30 Sundays. Tuesday we do talking shit, and Tuesday talking shit 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Thursday for YDBT Daily. And then I sprinkle in videos, shorts, clips from the show, and standalone videos as much as I can. There's another video dropping tonight. The Corvette ZR1 video is doing just doing so well. I'm happy that that one is getting some traction. So now I'm solving the intake issue, so you guys will get updated almost weekly on that, depending on what I find on my end. Today, I'm doing some data logging on the blue GT500, the Magnuson equipped GT500. I'm going to data log that. And there's another vehicle that I've been messing with for a little bit that it just sounds fantastic. But I'm using that as like a basic LRX tutorial. I'm not going to get into the weeds with the LRX tutorial. If you can't get an LRX and intuitively know how to manage it, you probably should not be remote tuning it out. Today, what we're going to talk about is the potential of Tim Kuniskis coming back and rebranding SRT with something else, and the vehicle that, in my opinion, he should hone in on more than anything. Nope, it's not a car. No, it's not a Viper. It is a truck that they currently have, a regular cab Ram. I know you guys are going to be like, this is stupid. It's dumb. I'll talk about why the Ram in regular cab fashion could be easy. I'm saying ridiculously easy money because they currently have everything they need in current production to simply make this truck and have it be a player in the regular cab short bed performance truck game. We'll talk about how the Ford got to be the king of the hill of that specific arena, and it was not Ford's doing, and we'll talk about that and many more things, but not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly tells us to do it live.
We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
It does suck. What does not suck are the sponsors of the show who have been with me since the beginning of the year. Actually, some of them have been with me for like a couple of years. I appreciate you guys very much. PMAS, Nick James. PMAS, the best cold air intakes on the planet. Nobody else matters. Fuck everybody else. If you have a cold air intake that does not say PMAS, fuck you. Get it from Nick James. Get it from D&H Performance. Get it from the Parts Farm. Get it anywhere. PMAS, Nick James. D&H Performance, D&Hperformance.com. You can get your cold air intake from them. You can also get your Ford Star. You can get your Whipple kits, your Roush kits. You can get your Ford Innovations Bussy pegging fuel systems from D&Hperformance.com. I think to the end of this weekend, they still have a sale going on. Check them out, D&Hperformance.com. Parts Farm, used parts. They got a couple of GT350s coming up. They're going to part out. One of them I think they can sell as a whole car. They have a Boss 302 they rebuilt. Got a rebuild title for it. Very cheap. Great place to check out some discounts on built vehicles, parts, cranker pallets, you name it, partsfarm.com. Toyota Solution, Rami Zana Toyota Solution. He is currently in Boston working on an F-150. This guy is a hustler's hustler. Hustler's hustler? He'll travel all over the world to work on your shit. And Belak Industries. If you love to sell drugs and let the cops know, just get yourself a set of Belaks on your BMW, slide on the ops, and wonder why you got arrested. No different than if you literally rap about the guy you killed and you got arrested. How did they know? Well, you rapped about it, stupid. richprince.com/YDBT if you want to support me and get something for your money. You go there, richprince.com/YDBT. Get your YDBT hats, Amory hats, and Dolo hats. You can get your Section 8 shirt, short sleeve, long sleeve, Section 8 hoodie, Hush Money hoodie and long sleeve shirts, YDBT vertical, Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, and GT350 save the manual shirts in many colors. 85 to 86 Mustang save the manual shirt. 87 to 93 Mustang save the manual shirt. 1320 Didios for the cocksuckers over there at 1320, F1320, YDBT, and everything else. Stickers, you name it, guys. Let's say hi to the guys here that show up every week. Loyal guys. Some of them are members, some of them are not members, but I love you anyway. Yogan Lates, Toilet Dumper, Tiller, Joe Jackson, Nick, Cobra 460, B Levesh, 507, Z03 Camzel, Nardi Mercado, Frank Donahue, Bryson Witt saying let's go Amory, and he puts up the, oh my god, I clicked on it by mistake. He puts up the links, and I appreciate him putting up the links. He's a real one. John Bonanno, Clint Stroke, JD Swag, Clint Stroke, Monty Van 40, Joe Switch, Coyote Kelly, Mark Christensen, Robo Style, Sam Morales, Matt Oliver, The Vol Man, John Jones, Craig Walls, Bill Noonan, Cheryl the Tuner. You know, something happened in the last couple of days where reality meets Twitter fingers, and it was beautiful. Phil Fez, Exxon Devil Dog, Rich, WKRP, Cincinnati. Pretty cool. Joshua Judd, 94 GT, Jay Bird, Brian, Joe Jeep, John Bonanno, Ken McAllister, more pubes, more boosts. It's just a spick. Gregory Upfitch, Anthony Rafferty, Brandon, Chris, if it's a 10 or 80, you're non-drive motherfucker. New Father, Jared Wells, fucking Shinebox, Redbird, JDM Jicky, Jay Walker, 5 Ho, Rudy Bucala, Little Carter on the mic. Pito Chiquito, Sean, One of One, Jay Walker, Tay Speaks, Reverend Racing, everyone. Okay, got everyone here. Theo, a fucking Edgar, 18-year-old, was racing around my city, blasting Boundland, flooring it off the line around the corners. I wanted to call ice so bad. Do it. You have my permission. Okay, so now that Tim Kuniskis has been put back in charge of branding, let's be honest, he's not the CEO, and he went away and did Ram stuff, and then for like 6 months, and then they're like, you know what, you should pop off on the SRT stuff again, because we have things already available, meaning you have the template. It's just a matter of mix matching some parts to make something Billy badass. So they currently have, in my opinion, something that I think they should really look at. They discontinued in 2022. They discontinued the, what do you call it? They discontinued the regular cab. Now, I don't know why they discontinued the regular cab. In my opinion, they should have kept that sucker going. But, you know, maybe they thought they're not selling enough. But the problem is the engine option. It was a V8. Nobody cared. And at the end of the day, people wanted something else. So the TRX was the only truck you can get a Hellcat engine in. You can get it in a Durango and a Trackhawk Jeep Cherokee style truck. But in 2022, they stopped making the Ram regular cab. Now everything is a quad cab or crew cab, whatever you want to call it. It has 4 doors. And those trucks have a regular output Hurricane motor, and the Limited, Laramie, and all the other ones have the option to get the same motor that's in the RHO, the Hurricane High Output version. So I thought to myself, why don't they put that in a regular cab? Well, they discontinued the regular cab, but let's be honest, it's the same frame, same bullshit. It's just a matter of a nose refresh. So now that Tim Kuniskis comes back in, he has the opportunity to do something Ford did inadvertently. Ford was never intending on making a fast truck ever. Since the Lightning, Ford did never intend on making something Billy badass, right? The Lightning, to this day, is still a very sought after vehicle, especially by Mexicans. Mexicans to this day, for whatever reason, want to buy a Lightning. The Shamu whale looking Lightning, even the boxy old body style Lightnings, people like the 351 in those, you know, they're sought after, but they don't sell in volume, so they need something to sell in volume. Ford did not intend on making a fast 10-speed truck. Ford was putting a basic work truck package together and threw it out there into the ether as to say, hey, maybe U-Haul will buy a bunch of these fleet vehicles. Maybe, you know, companies, Halliburton, big companies that need, don't need a big bed, maybe an executive type of guy, maybe a supervisor, needs a short bed just to get to the work site, V8, because you could just slap it in there. We don't want to have to complicate things with the EcoBoost 2.7, 3.5. Let's just shove the run-of-the-mill Coyote in there from the 12-to-1 version, fuck it, the 10-speed, and just basic shit. Then some guys started going, fucking bitch is fast. And it hooks off the line because it's 4-wheel drive. So the inadvertent making of a badass performance truck template was set. And then people started putting blowers on them. And then people started building the transmissions. They started putting drop kits. They started putting, aftermarket goodies on this thing because Ford did not make the RCS be what it is today. The aftermarket did, 100%. So Ford is now attempting to say, whoa, there's a market here. Let's cater to that. And this is where they lose people. They lose people because now they say, well, you can go, why would you have some Some people shove turbos in your thing. You can just buy it with a warranty, and we call it the FP700 package. And they limit it to 110 or 130 miles an hour. The power output on the dyno, it makes good power, but for whatever reason, when you go wide open throttle, the shifts suck, the truck sucks. It doesn't do what it's supposed to do. The moment an aftermarket tune goes in there, it changes everything. And then the moment you put a twin turbo kit in the bitch, build the transmission, a stock motor 10R80 truck, RCSB is serious. So what happened was you were able to get a work truck for 20 to 25,000 bucks. My Gen 3 truck that I bought was $25,000. It was not that expensive. I bought it sight unseen from Buffalo, New York. Fucking rusty as shit because, salt on the roads. But when I got it down here, it wasn't that bad. And I said, Albany, New York, sorry. And I'm like, look, I got into an RCSB for like 25,000 bucks, waiting for a turbo kit that never happened, but I had the template. Dodge now has the ability to do the same thing. Do not get greedy, Dodge. Do not go out there offering a Laramie, like the only way you can get a short bed, regular cab, super high output, whatever the fuck, Hurricane or Hellcat deal in a short bed truck is the Laramie option, the 100th. Now you're being a greedy fuck. People want a blank slate. Give them the big stupid screen, nothing else. Give them cloth seats, give them nothing. Give them nothing under the thought process that they're going to modify it. So, tuning unlocked. The stupid JB4 has the ability to raise the power output to the wheels over 100 more horsepower on a Hurricane equipped engine. And again, why am I even talking about this? Alex, you're a Mustang guy. Ford fucked you so hard, it made me look somewhere else. I had blinders on for many years. Ford. And then Ford started fucking you and not making tuning available immediately. Even though it looks like there's tuning coming, it wasn't immediate. So for 2 whole years, I was able to do this. Look left, look right. And I'm like, there's other stuff out there. So sure enough, I did a little bit of research and I started looking into what the JB4 tuner and what the RHO and all this stuff. Because the RHO is like, in my opinion, if you're going to spend $70,000 on a quad cab truck, fuck the Laramie, fuck the limited, you get the RHO. But the problem is limited production. But I think for the money, I'd rather get a $70,000 RHO that has a badass suspension. You can tow up to 8,000 pounds with it. Again, you're not looking to tow the world. It's a half-ton truck. And you'll get the high output version of, you get the high output version of this truck. And, after seeing videos of this thing get around and, I would never do any of this, but the fact that I could makes you go, because in, Florida, there's a decent amount of trails and you can do some dumb hooning and all that stuff. And you're like a tune away from having a really, really quick truck. So check this out. Again, not setting the world on fire. This is a straight 6 pump gas JB4 junk tuned thing. But the fact that you can manipulate it is attractive to people like me.
All right, here we go. So here's level 3, sport mode, 3,700 RPMs. So let's see how this goes. So I think what I'll do is I'll do a
So just for reference, my Mustang cuts a 187. My Gen 1 Donnie. That's 182. Light to light, you're going to beat me. I don't got shit. And that is like in perfect conditions. He's out there just in some Iowa fucking ass field. Is that, wow, that's pretty quick. Guys, 1243 from a stock RHO on pump gas with a stupid K&N intake on it. Now you might say, well, that's not that big of a deal. The Raptor R runs 12.2, 12.0. Got it. A $100,000 truck with a limited production, which the RHO is also going to be limited production. I get it. But imagine the regular cab, basic edition with the high output. It's an 11-second truck. It's an 11-second truck with a Hurricane high output, a stupid ass JB4, and all-wheel drive. Now you can start fucking with it. Now you can do meth down its throat. You can do flex fuel kits. You can do blending. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You can do better downpipes, bigger turbos. You leave it open to the aftermarket to make it Billy badass. Will they do it? No. They won't do it. I guarantee no one will do it. There is no current focus group at Dodge that's like, hey, let's do this because this market is hot as fuck. There are nothing but Ford dealerships everywhere making their own version of the RCSB package so that they can, you know, in their area, locally, regionally, dominate the market for that truck. People go from Florida, call Lebanon Ford in bumfuck Egypt, and they're like, hey, you guys got one of those warranty $50,000 RCSB Whipple trucks or Roush trucks or you name it, your truck? Yes, we do. Ship it the fuck down. And then now there is their canvas with a power adder ready to go. They put some injectors in it. They put some fuel system bullshit in it, pulley down, and they freaking party. So I think it's a great opportunity, in my opinion, for Tim Kuniskis to say, we have a template. We have all the engines in stock that they're in current production. It's just a matter of regular cab Ram, Hellcat, regular output Hurricane, high output Hurricane. Give them 3 options and then you can do trim level bullshit. Call it whatever the hell you want. On Patreon, we had a bunch of guys just basically go to ChatGPT and start saying, hey, what would a regular cab, high output, regular cab, short bed, Ram truck look like if we were to, throw a Hurricane in it? And some of the guys, just from the voice prompt, did a really good job of like showing what they could look like, a configurable twin turbo kind of like Ram situation. And this is on the Patreon. If you're a Patreon subscriber, you can see the possibilities that that can come about. And, people actually put in articles that in 2022, the Ram went away. But look, you can actually get some decent, ideas from the stuff out there. And I think it's a winner. And if Dodge does not see the potential of something like this ending up on the road, I think they're not going to really look. They sell 400,000+ trucks a year. Ford sells 700,000 trucks a year. You're telling me you don't want to chip into that market? You're telling me a Hellcat. You're telling me a Hellcat. Boy, Alex, you got to get this shit figured out. You're telling me a Hellcat.
Cause I'm trifling. 40 Glock on my nightstand. Roll up his backwood before he put that pipe in. Bitch, I'm busting jugs in the Hellcat.
See? She's not saying, bitch, I'm busting jugs in the Ford FP700.
Cause I'm trifling. 20 Glock on my nightstand. Roll up his backwood before he put that pipe in. Bitch, I'm busting jugs in the Hellcat. In the backseat, getting fucked from the back.
Make the name something sinister. Make it, guys, what would be a cool name? The Ram? I mean, Ram and Hellcat? Come on, stop it. Stop it. Ramming, getting fucked in the back from the Hellcat? Please, the songs write themselves. Anyway, I don't know. I thought I had something to talk about. I'm blown away that this is not even a conversation anybody is having. Nobody. Like, name another channel anywhere. Maybe, what's his name? Herman. He probably hates it that I call him his government name. Demonology. Herman, are you out there advocating for a regular Ram cat? Ram the cat. Oh my God. They write the fucking songs write themselves. But no.
I Ain't no regular F-150, this a fucking Raptor.
Raptors get that kind of like rep. No, you need to make the truck cool. You need to make the truck do slide jobs, okay? You need to make a window for the ops slide. Like the window, remember those old school windows where you just kind of like twist it and it was your AC? What do you call those little windows? All right? Little swivel windows, 60s cars or even 50s cars. Images. Yeah, there you go. Bring that shit back. Call it the ops, the blick holder. Call it whatever the fuck you want. Put this in the Ram Cat. Put this in the
chocolate. 40 Glock in my nightstand. Roll up his backwood before he put that pipe in. Bitch, I'm busting jugs in the Hellcat. In the backseat, getting fucked from the back.
Come on.
Regular F-150, this a fucking Raptor.
You know what, man? I'm going to stop giving you motherfuckers ideas for free. Fuck you. You need to pay me. You need to pay me to get these ideas. And now we're introducing a vent window. Vent window? You and I know that's the blick holder, and make it radiused on the bottom and then make a bunch of room underneath it so that when they have a gun that has a dick on it, so you can have room for the gun with a dick on it. But I don't know. Look, you think I'm kidding. If you guys think I'm fucking around, this thing is a winner. Hey, Tim Kuniskis, right? Ford took 2 fucking years to make the Mustang tunable. Now, worlds are colliding. There's BMW slap me in the face. Ram slap me in the face. And I'm just like, I guess I got to pay attention to these other things because Ford is sucking. So why don't you have a brother? Why don't you co-opt this whole fucking channel? Imagine co-opting a channel of some and say, hey, Alex, look, man, I saw that you were a Ford guy through and through, but they failed you. They failed you because they didn't support the aftermarket. They failed you because they didn't make your favorite vehicles tunable. And now we have a perfect slide on the ops vehicle. SOO on the ops. That is so SOOO. We need to have an acronym. We need to have an acronym for the Ram, which is the perfect slide on the ops vehicle. First of all, you can slide and then just click it on 4-wheel drive and have crazy grip to dip on the police. Would you like to dip on the police without having grip issues? Well, introducing the Ram Slide on the Ops. Whatever. SOTO. Oh, Soto. The Ram Soto. Slide on the Ops. I'm telling you, this might go somewhere. Let's see. Bro, vent windows. I've had to rebuild mine. My 97 OBS had them. Been using it so damn hot. Let the wings flow. We just had our first baby. I'm thinking about picking up a 25 F-150 Tremor. I'm torn on the Roush Supercharger or the Whipple. I'm leaning Roush right now. If it's the same Roush that they've had for years, the blower, the rotors on top, I would kindly pass on that one. Again, I'm not a Roush. I'm not a Roush shill. I'm not paid by Roush. If I'd get an NA truck and put a blower in after tuning becomes available. That's what I would do. I would do exactly what I told Tukes to do. You get the NA version so you can have options. Because I'm not a big Whipple fan. And I'm not a big Roush blower on top fan. You know, I like the rotors on the bottom, like the Magnuson Supercharger, because the intercooler bricks are just that much better. It's simply IAT related. Blick hole, alley cat, pipe cat, charge, consulting fee. No, just give me a truck. Just give me a fucking truck. That's it. You giving guys cars and they chop them up and do nothing with them except get, you know, they've given vehicles to that Wesley guy and he just blows shit up. You know, so I'm like, dude, you're going to get a racer. just got to get a track. God damn it. The fact that the track went away here really sucks. The day in Ghetto History, batteries resolved the smoke detector chirp and celebration, same celebration, since discovery of fire. The wing window will save money big time. They break a little window instead of a big window to get your change in the cup holder. Twice the ashtray for your black and milds. Damn. I did not go in on that race shit, but that's pretty funny. Alex has seen the failed ways of the Jedi. Right. From my point of view, it is the Jedi that are evil. Look, you thought Ford was on the right track 2015 to 2020. I'm saying it was a fucking tsunami, because there's a T in there. And you're like, hey, nobody fucking with them. And then slowly but surely, you started other people doing other things with other vehicles. They limited the amount of, like, it took 2 years to tune the 21 and up F-150. Now it took 2 years to tune the 24 Mustang. Now it's going to take another maybe 2 years to tune the 24 F-150. 2 years in the racing world, it's like dog years, bro. Like 1 year. In the racing world, might as well be 7 years for normies. It's like, bro, that was last year, bro. Yo, you don't got the new shit? Yo, bro, that's the old version. That's version 1. We're on version 7. So software, hardware, parts, tuning evolves every quarter. Every quarter, I see something that changes in the tuning system that allows me to go back and then maybe, adjust. So what happens is this. How many times have you seen this, right? Let's say you're a Lund Racing customer and you were tuned 3 years ago on your 2018 Mustang, 2019 Mustang, 10R80 car. It's got a JLT intake, nothing crazy, right? And you've been just driving it and you have 20,000 miles on it. And then you're like, hey, I want to get some injectors in it. I don't need injectors to run the 85, but I'd like to get some Predator 55s. And I want to update the PMAS, right? So what I do is I don't take your old tune and put it on top. I go, no, I'll take our latest version 37 base. And again, for those of you that are out there going, whoa, should I get on the new base? No, I'm just saying there's just little tweaks and refinement that you notice. And you're like, I like this, I like that. Or I don't like this, I do like that. Okay, then I'll take your old thing because you're used to it. And then we'll do that. So every quarter or two, there's huge differences in tuning, and a lot of people notice, especially when they get an updated calibration. I think Ram, you have this. The Durango currently has the Hellcat option. The Ram truck has the same frame from 2022. I can't imagine you change the frame. So get the regular cab out there. You shove a high output Hurricane in it. You go out and test it. You put aftermarket calibrations on it. That's right. I know you got to pass emissions. You already have an emissions passing Hurricane, Dodge, so you don't have to worry about it. But you have that direct connection bullshit, which is like your in-house performance brand. So what you do is this, Dodge, you get a regular cab truck. You put a HO Hurricane in it. You get an aftermarket air intake. You do not you take the downpipe out the bitch. That's right. You're never going to register this vehicle. This is an R&D vehicle, right? Then you JB4 it, all right? And then maybe you do E30 blends like a cuck, right? And then you're like, son of a bitch, it's an 1150 truck. So then you know when you are putting it out there, when it runs a 12.6 stock, you're like, this thing, we think, configured properly, can run as quick as 11.3, 11.4 in, race trim. And then you can develop direct connection, tuning packages, update packages. Man, that's a whole fucking damn line of race truck you could do. A whole damn line of race truck. Let's see if you got the balls to do that shit, Dodge. We'll see if Tim Kuniskis is about that life. Nobody's talking like this. What other fucking channel talks like this and lets people know this is what you should be doing because this is what I see in the aftermarket? Could you imagine an RCSB? There's already truck classes at Texas 2K. There's truck classes. There's truck classes all over the United States. There's no prep everywhere. People would rather put a standalone fuel system in a non-tunable truck than to get into. I'm blown away that they don't get after it. I think it would be really cool. Would a Ramcat get taken over by which community faster, swangers and donks or tacuaches and mamalonas? Tacuaches and mamalonas. The Mexican, Texas, Arizona, California guys, they're going to see a regular cab short bed Dodge, which is a pretty truck. Don't get me wrong. And if it's all blacked out, if it's low, nice wheels, and it's got turbo whooshes, and it's doing the same kind of performance that the S58 in the BMW is doing, and BMW tuners are like, yeah, this is our wheelhouse. A direct injected straight six twin turbo deal, say less. Probably different parameters, this and that. Oh, look, the same fueling issues. Look, same performance gains from a downpipe. Look, same performance gains from a tune. This is a fucking S58. It's figured out, but in a truck. And if they don't like that, they can get the Hellcat motor in there, which has been figured out by everyone and anyone. The Hellcat tuning is figured out. People are doing twin turbo stuff on stock motors and making big, stupid power. Give them the template. Give them the templates. Come on, stop it. If Toyota made a street truck, they should call it the Trap Runner. 19. PP1, 6-piece car. ESS to go the way for the street. I don't even know what the fuck that means. For the street. NA, you can go that for the street. You can go NA on the street. Why do you need a ESS for the street? What's the difference between a blower? What is a street blower versus a track blower? Like, explain to me, like I'm retarded, what a track blower is versus a street blower. Ain't the difference the pulley combo and the fuel? If you want torque down low, you get a positive displacement supercharger. Whipple, Edelbrock, and if Magnuson makes one, great. But Whipple, Edelbrock, not Roush. But if Magnuson makes one, great. If not, you want high RPM horsepower, like over 5,000 RPMs, go get yourself any centrifugal, ProCharger, ESS, Paxton, or Vortec. It does not matter. Street blower. I know Whipple owners noticed the changes because their cats melted and launched. Sounded very Puerto Rican there. Launched a piston into orbit. The catalytic converters on any Whipple truck are not going to last long. Period. Don't be like, well, what happened? What do you mean what happened? What do you mean what happened? It's a catalytic converter for a fucking truck. Do you think Ford engineers were like, well, this one's going to be Whippled? Whoa. Get the catalytic converters from the 800 horsepower GT500 in there because they're going to No. There you go. It's a fucking truck. There you go. NA. Good. And then you're like, well, I'm in an emission state, so I have to keep the catalytic converters on. Okay. And they're like, you know what? We should go 11s with this thing. Oh, you got cats in the thing. That's okay. I saw on the internet some guy pulley down an E30 and he had no problem. Pulley down, E30. And you stay in it because you're fucking retarded. The truck is obviously complaining. Right? And I'm going to stay in it to get some data. What happened? Well, what happened was, asshole, you melted the cat, it plugged itself, ringland popped, everything popped, chain reaction up its asshole, and then you're like, well, I got a warranty, so it's okay. And then sure enough, you go to the dealership and you're like, what is this grip tech thing on top? Oh, it's just a pulley upgrade. Yeah, that's not under warranty. The RCSB from 22 was actually a 4th gen carryover. There is not okay, my bad. See, again, worlds colliding, and I don't know. So there is no 5th generation regular cab. Ram. Okay, then make one, Dodge. I saw some Mexicans chop up a TRX, if I'm not mistaken, and they made a baby TRX, right? Let me see. Baby TRX. Build. Yeah, look at it. Baby, yeah, yo. Okay, see what I mean? You give Mexico, you know, where there's a will, there's a way. See? A baby Raptor and a baby TRX. Baby TRX. All you gotta do is type in baby TRX. It's so stupid. But it's a thing. So do it, Dodge. If Mexicans somewhere in... If Mexicans can make a baby TRX, I think Dodge could make a TRX, short bed deal. Call me crazy. Yeah, they're called Mexicans, not Mexicans, right? Puerto Ricans, Jamaicans. I know we're talking about the Ram, but remember the Dodge had a charge. Don't care. Challenger Charger that was all-wheel drive. All they have to do is replace the V6 with the Hurricane. Dude, I don't know. I'm one of these psychos that think everything should be all-wheel drive or selectable rear-wheel drive and then switch it onto four-wheel drive like a truck, just like a truck, right? Because we live in the world of street shit. You're closing down most of the tracks in these areas. We're gonna do street shit. How can Ford say to people, oh, we put in this drift stick, but you shouldn't hoon with it. Well, dickhead, you put it in so that we can slide. So do you think we're only going to slide at events? No, these idiots are going to slide on the street. So what is the case used for these vehicles? Okay, what is the case used for a Charger Hellcat? 4 guys in it, blicks out, shooting people. What is the case used for a Challenger Hellcat? White guy white guy showing you I made it, right? It's usually a white guy. I mean, Charger is for non-whites. Challenger is for whites. So if you're gonna make a car that's the most usable, it has to be like an all-wheel drive variant of something. You see where the performance is going, right? Rear engine. And then from rear engine to all-wheel drive, rear engine, from rear engine all-wheel drive to hybrid all-wheel drive stuff. So hybrid all-wheel drive, rear engine. Look, you might think I'm nuts. Ford does not need to put a Coyote in an all-wheel drive Mustang. They don't. All they need to do is make the 3.5 really robust, use the Gen 2 version that has port injection and direct injection. Reimagine the Mustang. Reimagine it. Now, do most people want a Coyote in it? Of course. But look, we are now on year what? 11? 12 of the Coyote? 13? Since 2011, conceived in 2010, maybe conceived before that, but let's say they released it in 2010. We have 14 or 15 years of Coyote. Something's got to change. Because Chevy has a 5.5 liter motor that is better. Maybe not better, makes more power. 600 NA. 600 NA. The best Voodoo. That makes 520 something. The Illuminator XS makes 580. Chevy's like, here's 600. 5.5 liter. 8,000 RPM shifts. Flat plane crank. No torque. Oh, man. GM discontinued the RCSB for a minute, but brought it back because F-150 was selling a bunch. I need a new one Ram so I can slide on the ops. Is that specifically by a Whipple tune issue or any of the tune that comes with a supercharger melt cats too? It's not the tune that's melting the cat. It's the lack of fuel being... Okay, let's talk about entry criteria and exit criteria. So let's say you have an inferred or maybe actual flange temperature, or catalytic converter temperature, call EGTs. If you have done a lot of testing in the lab and you're like at 1200 degrees, these cats start to melt. So what is the entry criteria to enter catalyst over temp protection, meaning let's dump fuel, which in turn you can then add a bunch of spark advance so it doesn't go into a rich misfire and the outcome is more power. It's crazy. So let's say the entry criteria after all of your lab testing is that the catalytic converter starts to have issues over 1200 degrees. So let's say you make your entry criteria 1000 degrees, but there's latency, right? There's always like a delay in the reading versus when it happens. So think about it this way. It has already reached that temperature. It has already reached that temperature, then the sensor picks it up. There's like a latency there. So let's say you have the catalyst over temp protection at 1200 and then it dumps fuel. Now there's a command, a delay, and then when it actually starts to, command a richer lambda. Well, if you lower the entry criteria, the problem is this. It can enter catalyst over temp protection on the early side and cause issues. So you have to play with that, in my opinion, with the tuning. I'd rather be earlier than later, but a supercharged truck towing up a hill and it has low spark is going to have issues. So in my opinion, a truck should not have stock catalytic converters in it if it's supercharged, because depending on the entry criteria of the catalyst over temp protection, the latency, the sensor picking up the temperature, the injectors injecting more fuel to overcome that, then it cools it down. I think you need a bigger cat. So if you get like a GESI catalytic converter, I think a truck should have a bigger cat. I think a truck should have a GT500 catalytic converter, like a big one, because the GT500 catalytic converter is designed or is in a vehicle that makes 800 horsepower, 760. So you're like, okay, and the truck weight and the car weighs over 4,000 pounds. So there's that cat can take the abuse more so than a stock cat would in a truck. But our engineer is going to do, well, why are we, how many trucks are you going to make and how much more is that cat and how many trucks are going to end up being supercharged? So they have to make that calculation that they're like, well, we're not offering a warranty. And if we do offer a warranty, the truck is soft as shit. It enters early, it sees no boost, and the moment you go past that threshold, well, guess what? No more warranty, because now we can't guarantee the cat's not going to blow up. We can't guarantee the cat's not going to get hot. We can't guarantee it's going to go into cat over temp protection soon enough. So bye-bye warranty. But if you want a warranted truck that's supercharged, it's going to be soft as shit. So sorry for the long-winded answer, but that's the way I think about it. I go, wait a minute, you want a warranty on a truck that is not designed to be supercharged, but you want the most power out of it and be, covered in case shit goes bad? But then Ford's going to have to start shoving big, massive catalytic converters in these trucks that can take the abuse and can flow enough so that it doesn't get super hot. I don't think they'll do that. Ian Martha says, that's me. If there's a will, there's a way. All-wheel drive works better. On sliding on the opt. Cletus made a custom single rag TRX. Love mine. The V8, that's me. Love mine. The V8, yeah, right. Ian Martha is a 6'5" white guy, and he got a Challenger. Name a white guy that got a Charger. Name a white guy that got a Charger. It's like 5 in the whole U.S. Like how Toyota gave you a free track day, then denies your warranty because you tracked the car. Ford took away the manual e-brake handle and gave us the drift stick. Shaking my head. I've seen a V8 all-wheel drive Charger brake and axle on a 150 shop. Ford dropped the ball, traded my 19 PP1 for a 25 Audi S5 Sport Black back that made 600 all-wheel horsepower with an upgraded downpipe intercooler and turbo. But it's a fucking Audi, bro. I hope you're happy. I wouldn't buy an Audi. You gave me an Audi, I'd be like, no, thank you. Because shit's gonna go wrong. German shit is awesome, but severely over-engineered. Cat protection requires a ton of fuel to be dumped into the cats to keep them cool. Exactly. Will the 15 GT with a Roush blower and Roush tune have that issue? Okay. Again, that's just a very blanket statement. Let's get into the weeds, right? All Roush supercharged vehicles come with an LU47 injector. Phase 1. Phase 2, they add a pulley and a booster pump and a calibration change. So it's a matter of maybe cat protection, entry criteria, cat over temp, and rev limiter. Most of the time I've seen cars like a Roush RS3, stock throttle body, stock cold air, stock injector, start to have fueling issues over 7,000 RPMs. I'm saying on a 60, 70 degree day, cool outside, 1,000 DA, you're going to see the injector kind of struggle to keep up. So the catalyst over temp protection is going to make that condition worse. You know what I mean? Like if a car enters catalyst over temp protection with a small little LU47, it's going to be an issue. And excuse me, that issue carries over to 2024. The Predator 55's high pressure injectors are decent. The car does have DI to supplement, but the problem is the byproduct of the small injector and the DI lends itself to have that be a slightly in a, you know, if you had a needle and it was yellow, green, and red, the Predator 55 over 14 PSI is right between green and red, meaning danger zone, right? And I'm one of those guys that, and you know, people are like, well, Lund is too safe. Oh, you know when you like that? When the car doesn't blow up. So if you subscribe to the model of Lund is too safe, meanwhile, almost every record and all, you know, the car's just reliable and just runs great and does what it does, then okay, be in the red zone and live dangerously, have the best performance ever, but your engine will not last as long. And what's the trade-off, right? Like, well, what is this car? The Roush vehicles, stage 3, for the Gen 2 vehicles, I think the injector is not enough to rev over 7,500 RPMs. They don't necessarily have that catalytic converter issue because it's only making 10 PSI and the car is 3,700 pounds, 3,800 pounds. But now you add a 2650, 12 pounds of boost, 4,000 pounds. That changes a lot of things here. My TRX has some big-ass 6-inch catalytic converters from the factory. Craig Walls, badass. Did you know that stock Hellcat exhaust is not that restrictive at all? It is. Think about it. You don't have to update the exhaust on most of these cars. Big, stupid 6-inch catalytic converters, all the flow. And these things I've seen, if I'm not mistaken, at DBR, Dave Brunson, he ended up making 1,000 with a Charger. And he's like, this thing has a stock cat. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, this thing still has a stock cat. It's made 1,000. I'm like, fuck me. Carlova says, buenas, ¿qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? Water methanol injection should be cat heat over temp protection. The Z06 has 460 pound-feet of torque and 670 NA. 460 NA torque is pretty good. No, it's a flat plate. I mean, yes and no. Like, where does it happen? Does it happen early? Does it happen late? It's a 5.5 liter high compression. Like, what is the torque on a GT350? So 2020 GT350 torque. I think it's over 400 because it's 520 horse. Yeah, look at that. So, okay. See, this is what bugs me out about retards, not you. The 2020 350 produces 429 pound-feet of torque. How many of you think the GT350 is torquey? Go. Raise your hand and tell me if you've driven one. Don't look at me, asshole, and tell me, well, blah, blah. Have you driven one? Yes. Would you say that car has a lot of torque? Yes or no? I say not just no. Fuck no. You have to rev the ever-living piss out of that car to feel anything over 5,000 RPMs. Then you go, okay, it's getting after it. But the retards hear a clip of me saying generally flat plate crank cars don't have a lot of torque. Not because of the crank, asshole. It's because of the engine design for high RPM lends itself to having no torque under 4,000 RPMs. But the stupids only heard one thing. Flat plane crank equals no torque. Flat plane crank equals no torque. No, stupid. Flat plane crank V8s are designed to rev high, so that means the cam, the heads, everything is meant to optimize high RPM power, so that means low RPM, it has no power, hence no fucking torque. Stupid. People are stupid. They don't listen. They go, flat plane crank don't make torque. The Corvette makes 460 at 5,500 RPMs. The Fox body is done revving at 5,500. It's done. Got his tongue hanging out. It's done. Do you know Roush hasn't built the S650 yet apart from the supercharged? The S650 came out 2 years ago. Yeah, they did. Roush has an RS3 if I'm not mistaken. No? Let me see. 2024 Roush RS3. Images. The 2024, no. I don't know. Oh, they got the supercharger for sale. Yeah, I think you might be right. Well, that's a good looking supercharger. I gotta admit, that's a good looking car. Introducing the all new 810 horsepower Roush Mustang. Oh my God. Does it have the Roush bullshit? Oh, it's a dark horse. But it's Roush Performance. Interesting. Oh, no. This is a supercharger commercial. Oh, I think you're right. There is no RS3 from Roush vehicle. They have the supercharger, but no vehicle. That is very interesting. I wonder why. Could be because they don't have access to tuning. I mean, they do, though. They do. But I wonder if it's Ed Badillo again. I wonder if it's Badillo just doing the Whipple and the Roush calibration. Because if that's the case, then that means Roush does not have control of the calibration. Every other year, Roush has had control of the calibration, as far as I know. I could be wrong because I don't know the inner workings of the corporate tuning structure. Cars blown up, motors aren't very fast. Turvy, have you found any more rocker dudes to kiss on? Wow, what duty cycle does Lund stick to on injectors? I personally like to be about 75 to 80 in great weather. I mean, I'm like, you're pushing it at that point. Living in the red zone is like living with an ex that you cheated on. I don't know. I've never had that happen. This what bugs me out about retards, not you. Right. It's high torque throughout the power band. 3,000 to 8,600. Bullshit. I bet you if I drive a fucking ZR1, that bitch feels lazy. You can give me all the dyno graphs you want. I don't know what gear was tested in, all that stuff. I'm saying, if you have a high revving vehicle, generally it does not have a lot of torque. That's just like the rule of thumb. Just like if you have a Mustang that makes 430 pound-feet of torque at 3,000 RPMs, the moment you put camshafts in it, aftermarket camshafts with more duration and more lift, you move the power to the right of the dyno. So now that same torque comes in at 4,500 RPMs. So I don't care what the dyno graph says. I don't know what gear ratio. I don't know. I guarantee that if I get in any flat plane crank vehicle that revs high, it ain't going to do dick under 5,000 RPMs. I own one. It's not. Ken McAllister says he owns a GT350. It has no torque under that RPM. So let me look up a stock GT350 download. Stock GT350 dyno graph. Okay. Oh, my Lord. Can you just have a dyno jet? Fuck me. 447 horse, 366 foot-pounds at the wheels. Motor trend. There we go. Is this a motor trend? I just want to see. God damn it. Okay. This is the worst fucking dyno I've ever seen. Holy shit. You got to be kidding me. This is why people don't read your magazines. Because I want the info now. Camaro Shelby 350R. So the red one is the 350, the 16 350R. The R shouldn't make any more power. Maybe a slight amount more. But it doesn't even say the fucking RPM. You guys should be embarrassed. Your Motor Trend, you should be fucking embarrassed that you put out articles without... Why put out an article? Why put out a fucking article? And then when I see a Mustang dyno, I quit. I quit when I see a Mustang dyno because you can go to the parasitic multiplier and fuck that number up. So fuck that number. So I'm sure you can fuck it up other ways. Images. I'm trying to click on images just to see the torque. Shelby LMR. Let's see what LMR says. Max power, max torque. Okay, perfect. Look at this. Oh fuck. This is the ugliest dyno graph I've ever seen in my fucking life. Did you guys have square wheels on the motherfucker? Jesus Christ. So, again, you are referencing dyno graphs. According to this dyno graph, the GT350's peak power, it's over 370 pound-feet of torque. It peaks at 4,900 here. Probably one of the bumps on the wheels hit the rollers weird. Do you think the 350 feels like it has 385 pound-feet of torque at 3,800 RPMs? Not just no. Fuck no. It does nothing to get out of its own way. No torque. I don't give a fuck what a dyno graph says. If you get in it, you're like, this bitch is slow as fuck. Wow! Okay, there it is. Driven, yes, no torque, all RPM. 350 with 436, la lose. Love my 2.3 Rouse on 6.5 PSI on the 85, but it gets down. Built motor, LTA. Why would you build the motor on 6.5 PSI? That torque comes in late on the Z06. No, AJ, according to everybody, it's 3,500 RPMs. Alex, you're wrong. Let me go to ChatGPT and be like, look right there. You proof. Drive it. Get in it. Holy shit, this thing has no torque. Alex is right. Fuck, I went in on Instagram and talked mad shit. I'm gonna dirty delete those comments. You don't want a lot of torque on a flat plane crank. Too stressful for a stick without a lot of meat on its bone. Drag power curve versus track power curve. You telling me the flat plane crank isn't special and destroys their world's view? Flat plane crank. Of course I'm going to get the Z06. It's got the flat plane crank. E-Ray comes up. E-Ray torque. But Alex, it's an electric motor. Shut the fuck up. Costs the same. 595 pound-feet of torque. From its hybrid powertrain. E-Ray boasts a combined 655 horsepower and 595 pound-feet of torque. Hell, the motor makes 470. The ICE engine. And you get an extra 125 from the motor, which is properly named motor. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Alex, you know what the fuck you're talking about. You're a car guy? I can't believe you're on Street Alpha podcast spewing lies. Shut the fuck up. Oh, man. Valves floating at 5,500 on a stock spot. Fox body's done it. Oh! Unless it's a B cam. Then you can rev to the next time continuum. What about the Celine? Shut up, Celine. Hennessy using Roush blower on the SE. Celine. You think Celine makes anything? You think there's a Celine factory somewhere making superchargers? Is the new Roush called the Black Label? Black Label's the new Celine. Never mind. Roush probably saw the sales data for my 24 and said, nah, we ain't going to make a chance we make it. I don't know what the fuck he said. Smash the Bar says, you either have a high-end horsepower or low-end torque. You can't have both. Oh. People always talk about special flat plane crankers. Most cylinders have a flat plane crank. I am not going to read Turo Viates because you are not qualified to talk in this conversation. I own the Z06. 10 seconds Z06 says, it will snap your head back. I always drive over 3K and laugh at 5K. You need to drive one. Watch me drive one and put it in fourth gear, 40 miles an hour, and floor it. And it goes... Yeah, launch it. Yeah, launch at 5. Of course you launch at 5K. Because it has no fucking torque. Because I blew up the stock one. The Z06 has 5.8. Get the fuck out of here. 518 gears. 518 gears. What is this? Grave digger? Oh, sorry, digger? This is grave digger with 518s and 59-inch tires? 518 gears. It feels really torquey. 518 gears. Ain't no way. What is the diff? What is the differential gear ratio of a 2024 Z06? You liar. Oh my lord. No. I don't even understand what it's saying. It's achieved with a 355 ring and pinion and an 8-speed dual clutch with a .331, but it says a final drive ratio of 556. Not a gear ratio. See, that's what happens. You motherfucker needs to shut up. See, it probably, well, okay, CA gear ratio. What should be like 580, 4.3. C8 rear gearing. Oh, no, you might be right. Oh, my God, this is ridiculous. You guys are... He's motherfucking talking about torque. Bitch has a 688 rear gear ratio. Yo, this is wild. This is the most wild shit. So, I need to know the actual gear ratios. The actual gear, like first, second, third, fourth, fifth. CA gearing 486 versus 517 effect, mile an hour RPM. Dude, I love the people that says this fucking thing has torque and it needs all the gear on the planet. Alex, I'm getting ready to start my parts farm swap Gen 3. I know you live on the N-Gauge. Does Lund recommend the LRX? Not on swaps. I'm sorry, on swaps, LRX or SCT or an old N-Gauge. That's all I'm going to say about that. FCAM runs like a top fuel. We got to find the old flat plane crank sound bit. 5,000 launch with a granny gear transmission. Right. Turvey, we need to say, fuck Turvey. Peasant Chat lives up to his name. We got people saying the 5.8 is better than the Coyote because of torque. Then the Z06 guys defending their lack of torque. Brother, it's bizarro world. Up is down, down is up. 355 with a 146 transfer gear. Nobody can tell me the Z06 has torque, the C8 Z06, because if you had a traditional manual gear in it, like a 350 does, it won't do dick. So what you're basically doing is it's like planetary on planetary on planetary, gear multiplication on top of gear multiplication. And you're like, what? This flat crack has ridiculous torque. So does a 10-speed bike. So does an 18-speed bike. 350 is like a B18 Honda. Dump the clutch and rev limiter is still bogged off the line. Might as well go rock crawling. First gear is 291. Yeah, but then there's like a final transfer gear ratio, 146, according to Joe Swish. Damn, I'm changing my 373s to 518. This has a trans ratios. Okay, transmission. Not trans. Okay, so... let's go to, oh, come on. These fucking ads. Compression ratio, 12 to 5 to 1. Firing order, twin 87 millimeter single bore throttle bodies, which is interesting how, like, manufacturers tend to use the same shit. Like, the GT350 has an 87 millimeter throttle body. Okay. Dude, this is wild. Look at the gear ratio on the Z06 Corvette. The Z06, right here. So, 291 first, 178, 122, 08, 065, 05, 04, 03. Final ring and pinion 355. Final drive ratio 556. This thing has 16 planetaries between the clutch and the tires. This feels so torquey. This trans has its gearing. Miata Boy says, I'm not 100%, but I think Brett has stock GT5. You know, you're wrong. It's a billet deal, and it used to be a Boss one. Stop with this Brett stuff. You know, like, you know. It's a Boss crank he had, then it went to like a Winberg or something billet. Just like the Lunds did. The Lunds had a Boss crank in it, then they went to a Winberg. So, revving close to 10,000 RPMs. So, this is worse than Turvey. He only wanted 456s. Z06 might not have torque, but it has presence. I love when I say something on a clip that gets chopped up. The comments are full of people that have never driven any vehicle that I'm talking about. And they're like, this guy is so stupid. I can't believe he's saying a flat plane crank causes less torque. I go, no. Typically, V8s with a flat plane crank are made for high revs. So when you get into a cross plane version of that, same head, same cam, same everything, magically it makes torque earlier. Crazy how that works. Oh, it's how the engine's designed. Exactly what I said. So yeah, it's one of those things where you can get into the weeds with people, and I had a lot of fun just kind of refuting a lot of the stuff that happened on Instagram, on Facebook. And that's the thing, you just need to get people there. And then there's some people that see the light. See, sometimes you're so hard-headed in your belief system that you do not let outside opinions come in. But then once in a while, one grazes you and it hits a part of your brain that's logical, and you go, have I been wrong the whole time? Have I been wrong the whole time? I had an argument with a guy the other day. Not argument, spirited conversation. In terms of drivability, a 6-speed 6R80 is better than a 3-speed 6R80, or even a 4-speed 6R80. Why is this, right? This is why. Because when you leave a light, and let's say like my car, Donnie, should get 355s. After me driving this other car that I'm driving, I think Donnie should get 355s. Because this thing leaves a light and it goes, ooh. RPMs don't move more than 2,200 to 2,500, but the car is accelerating. Ooh, it's not even working hard. Then the converter, if you have the lockup schedule right, the converter lockup feels like a shift. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, lockup, 6. And it's like, boo, 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 boo. Beautiful, right? And you're driving the car because, I'm tuning it and I'm like, God damn it, I nailed this, right? Like, I feel so good that I was able to, it took many revisions, but now I have a tune that works, and I copied pasted that into the car that I'm dealing with, and it feels exactly the same. So then you get into a 4R200. Ooh, car's not accelerating as much. Ooh, staying in. And then you wanted to do a 3-6, which is basically 3, 4, 5, 6, basically. And then it goes, like, nope. Give me that 6R. Give me that 6R for drivability. Racing? Yeah, you want 3 speeds. Or leave in second with the 6R80. Yeah, I wasn't sure. He's using a flat plane crank. Yeah, I wasn't sure, but I know he's not using... Miata boy, stop. You think we don't know about that car? FFRE, but stop. Maybe you just got in this game. Maybe you just got on this channel. We know everything about that car. Everything. Says 556 final ratio on Google. Yeah, I was a little off, Monty 540. 518 is the Z51's final drive. Alex, what gears in the white car with the 4R200? 373? I'll be honest with you, that thing needs fucking 410s or 430s if we're going to shift it at 90, 100. But it's got 373s right now. Pro tip, your first comment on the channel shouldn't be some dumb shit about the ZR1. Yeah, like seriously. Good morning. I was making a joke, Bryson Witt. Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. I saw the comment and I can go back and reference it. Let me see. Can I? It says, gets in with pitchfork. You dare put a 5.0 in our Lord and Savior ZR1? That's like taking the kid's house and watching a DVD of a wife get with a bigger guy. Yeah, it's just, Mike, it just wasn't funny, but I appreciate it. Bryson, you probably should not have deleted that. let's not get trigger happy on deletion. Sometimes, if it's funny, we'll leave it in there. But guys, let's not get trigger happy on deletion. Let some of the stuff happen. Some of the best moments on this channel is me arguing with people, but this guy did nothing wrong, I don't think. So I will override Bryson Witt's deletion and say you should not have been deleted. Hit that like button, people. We don't know, maybe first. Okay. JB235 says, pay me $10, which that's the quickest way to my heart. Money. Hey, Alex, I have a 14 GT500, an American Racing long tubes and high flow cats. That's the problem. Along with an N-gauge. I get a P420 cat code every couple of days, and I just erase it. Is this nothing to be worried about? Okay. So there is a pre-configured allowable. Well, actually, you might have a bad cat if you have 420. If you had 420 and 430, I would understand. But if you have just 420, you might have a bad cat. The worst catalytic converters are on ones that have aftermarket, like ARH and Cooks and stuff like that, because they don't put the GESI cats in there. If they do put the GESI cats in there, I think you're good. But these high flow Billy Badass catalytic converters, in my opinion, should be on every car that makes big power. I'm saying every car that makes big power and you live in an emissions legal state, you should definitely have GESI, G-Sport catalytic converters in your shit. And look, there's a reason they look the way they do. They're huge. These catalytic converters specifically have been vetted in race car shit, like legitimate race car shit. OBD2 emissions catalytic converters, catalytic features light loaded and not EPA compliant. My goodness. Why would you say it's not EPA compliant? Gen 2 advanced models, 1200 horsepower per catalytic converter. So look, in my opinion, this is the only cat that this is EPA compliant, EPA compliant, EPA compliant, not EPA compliant. I wonder why. Is this just for noise? Interesting. But if you do not have GESI catalytic converters, you're going to probably run into a catalytic converter that fails on the earlier side. Now, let's say yours did not fail. Let's say yours did not fail. It's just flowing more or less than the factory settings require. So it is an inefficiency code. Front O2 goes, rear O2 goes, it should smell like this. It's past or beyond or below the threshold. So you either have a bad cat, JB, or it's simply the cat is flowing a different, it's either higher or lower than factory allowable tolerances. There you go. My God, radioactive fabrication. Thank you much for the money. Again, I should just ship the car, and every time you want to give me $100, just work on the car for an hour. It's $100, right? Like mount the shifter. Okay, that's an hour. Okay, mount the seat. Okay, that's another hour. But then I have to ship it up there. That's the problem. I might at this point, because I do not think I'm gonna have time to work on it. But then you got to have the money. I got to have like 40 grand saved up to send it up there. How is that Coyote swap going to react to the low torque ZR1 gearing? Will you change gearing? No. I know I'm going to have lower torque, and that's a good thing. The ZR1 spun its ass off. Go right now, go on YouTube and type in ZR1 versus 1000 horsepower SBE ZR1 versus if it hooks, it gets out and then stops pulling. Like if it's running a comparably equipped vehicle, C6 ZR1 is not a world destroyer, especially since there's 10R80 ESS cars out there. It's just not. So ZR1s, they get the allure or the aura from their 60 to 130 times. And the 60 to 130 times in the Northeast, 50 degrees, in third gear, you can do a single gear run and go fours. But when you're racing somebody from a 40 roll, well, third gear is too tall. You're going to bog. Second gear, you're going to spin. So if I have a Coyote that makes less torque, I could probably take off in second gear, 6,000 RPMs, still have 2,500 RPMs or 3,000 RPMs to accelerate, pop it in a third, see you later, hit the scramble. What the fuck are you going to do then? And I can go way past 140. in third gear. Stop it. But thank you for the money. What happens if you put brand new O2 sensors in the car? What happens if you put off-brand O2 sensors in the car? The readings might be a little different. That's all. Some of my best shit gets deleted, says Joseph Lacey. Yeah, don't go on a deleting spree, guys. Just let the guys have fun. Fuck it. Now, if they become a problem, yeah, maybe, but let them go on about it. Joseph, do you ever think about seeing your message deleted? He said ages ago he's not. RGGT should make enough power to compensate for the turbos. Can't fit. Gotcha. I think he comes up with the 430 code as well. Yeah, if it comes up with the 430 code, you have cats that are past or beyond the below or beyond the threshold of the factory allowable tolerances. So it's just normal. Now, how do you mitigate that? I can't, as a tuner, I can't tell you to put mini cats on the rear O2 sensors to make the differential higher. I can't do that. Don't put off-brand O2 sensors in the car. Been down that road. You just end up replacing them in a month or two when they fail. Fly Jock says, Alex, my offer still stands. If you ever need a workout partner or just someone to spot you on a bench, hit me up on something. That's weird. Look, man. I'm going to invite you into my head a little bit. I don't like anybody, man. There's like a very tiny amount of people that I like very tiny. I'm in my head all the time. I'm just like, fuck this motherfucker, this and that. Even at the gym, if I'm smiling at you, hey, what's up? I'm like, fuck you. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here, man. I'm working out. When I'm at the gym, I'm in my own fucking space. There's an internal battle happening with me and the weights. Yesterday, I put up 275. Today, it's going to be 315. So I don't want chit-chatting. I don't want to smell you. I don't want to hear your story about your wife because inevitably, you're going to want to talk. Because you're not going to show up as a robot and go, I'm just here to spot. You're going to want to get to know me. We're going to want to talk. You know, I'm like, I love you. And this is not a you thing. It's a me thing. And it's what makes me function. This neuroses, this hatred for everything makes me work really hard at a lot of different things. So I'm locked in at the gym right now. I'm super locked in. I got great gains going. I cannot have anyone come into my life and interrupt it. I cannot have anyone come into my life and interrupt my weekend where I'm going to work on the car, work on the caddy, data log. No, there is no room in my life for anyone else. You know what I mean? Yesterday, I went to Itiki, saw Jeremiah Camp there. Fucking awesome catching up with him because I know him. He's not looking to bug me or nothing. Good guy. Has a great life. Loved catching up with the dude. Had a good meal. Hung out with him till like 10 when they closed and I was out of there. I do not want a gym partner. I don't want to. No. I want to. If I had a barndominium, you'd never see me outside. Never. Fully stocked with food, music, cars, AC, and a workout area. I literally leave the world. I'll pump out content, entertain you guys. I get paid. Just know that when I'm outside, it's torture. Flyjock will be like, smell this rag. Come on, guys, don't make it gay. Yeah, it's always gay. Alex, what gear would you recommend in my truck for sliding on the ops that lives in the city? 373s, good acceleration, and if your car revs high or truck revs high, you can still get some top end out of it. If you install long tube headers in your car, high-flow cats, just learn to live with the cat code. Chev Talk says, say the Z01 gets traction issue figured out. Are they back on top as king of the hill? No, look. A 850 to 900 roll horsepower Z01 is deadly. The problem is when you start making above that, 1,000 and up. And it's like, you got to damn near find a concrete road, perfect weather conditions, and you're going to do the pull once. Because it's going to have 150, 160 IAT by the time you're done with that pull. So you got to pull over, put ice in it, or if you have an inner chiller, which not a lot of people do, a lot of people just make one hit. I don't think I've seen a TX2K old video or even a modern video of a C601 making 3 back-to-back pulls. Right? 1,000 horsepower, Kong lid, ice tank, LME motor, blah, 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 making 1,000 wheel on E85 and meth down its throat. Well, maybe the meth helps, but I have not seen it make 3 back-to-back passes. It's a one-hit wonder, and then it's done. Is it a deadly, awesome car? Absolutely. 800 to 900, it's punching above its weight class for sure. But when people get greedy and get that 1,000 number, hell, just mitigating the IAT is a small fortune. You know what I mean? Thanks, Alex. You got it, JB. Ankit Mahdaharia. Alex, I am from India. I am not regulated by U.S. laws. Can you? No, I cannot turn off. We are regulated by U.S. laws. We are. We cannot bypass U.S. law, regardless of where you... It's like saying this. Cocaine's not illegal in my... Can you just ship me some cocaine? You want me to ship you something that's illegal here. Yeah, but it's okay. It's not illegal here. So you're not breaking any laws. If I operate, pay U.S. taxes, have a U.S. ID number for tax and business ID number, guess what? I have to abide by U.S. laws. It's not that hard to understand. Please. Alex, my offer still stands. If you need me to slide on the ops, I got you. Sends Ram slide on the ops owner. Ram Soto. Please make a Soto. Everyone needs their alone time. The gym is my time. Fuck off. Some bitch be like, get out of here, bitch. Mid-rep. Ho. Do you think once the C8 tuning gets unlocked, do you think they're going to beat the new Lambos of the street? What do you mean? They're... Oh, wait, they are unlocked. You saying the Z06 and the Z01? Ugh. I want to see a twin turbo C8 Z01 at high compression. Oh, I'm sorry. I want to see a twin turbo C8 Z06 high compression. And Boost District should be the first to do it because they did it with the E-Ray. They ran 8s not too long ago. Congrats to them. So imagine a 10. See, then Chevy guys will know how Mustang guys feel. Whoa. 10 PSI, this motherfucker made 900 horsepower? Yeah. It's like, 10 PSI is 12 and a half to 1 compression, E85. ID 1300s and return style fuel system. 10 PSI, 900 horsepower. Chevy guys are going to be like, a moment like this, some people wait up. Like, oh my God. 900 horsepower on 10 PSI? You mean we don't got to get meth in it? You mean we don't got to put a 416 in it? You mean we don't... Nope, motherfucker. You are now in the age of boost and fuel. Welcome. It took you 10 years to get here. Welcome to the world of boost and fuel and stupid power. That Z06 could be the sleeper. 10 PSI, 900 horse, twin turbo, E85, ID30, because it's got PI and DI, right? Gonna be a problem. Look, do you know how my eyes opened up when I saw a 10 PSI Voodoo make 850? I went, what the? Because it was like 8,200 RPMs. I was like, what the fuck? It's crazy. Theo, your mindset is understood. The more involvement by other, the higher the chances of things getting messed up. There's a guy at the gym. I love him. He's great. Anthony, great guy. What's up, man? Hey, you know, like, and I'm like, I gotta work out. I'm in the gym 45 minutes to an hour tops, and it is efficient. Boom, 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 bam, accessory, boom, boom, cardio, boom, get out. When it's like boom, boom, talking for 20 minutes, bro, fuck that. Fuck that. Jonathan Jackson says, just had a battery replaced on my supercharged regular cab, short bed under warranty, and a BAP for the Roush kit is on the terminal. And ever since the dealer replaced it, I've been getting a fuel spike at idle. Any ideas? No. No idea. Alex, my offer still stands. If you ever need someone to hold a flashlight or rub your back after a long day in the garage, hit me up. Okay, Eggs on Devil Dog, I will probably... That's an offer I'd take. That's an offer I'd take. He stayed ducking crime load, Darren Mikado. Michael Maryard says, Talking Jim, I ran across a decent video of a 17-year-old that benched 815 pounds. Of course, he was juicing, but sadly, he's in the hospital possibly about the pass, per the comments. Yeah, look, you can't shove a 500 shot on a stock motor and think it's going to last a long time. Unless the motor, okay, think of it as motor terms, right? Let's say you have a 5-liter push rod. Mustang motor. 100 shots, no problem. Not going to hurt it, right? Now you have a 572 cubic inch, whatever. Oh, no, bad example. Let's say you have a Coyote. Let's say you have a push rod 5.0 and you do a 300 shot. It's going to run good for like 5 or 6 pulls until you send something to the moon. That same shot on a 572, a matured, bigger, can take it. It's like, not a big deal. But it's not great for it. You can't supercharge your body if you are not developed yet. Men are not fully developed until they're like 26, 27. Your frontal lobe is not fully developed until you're like 32, 33 years old. That's why men mature in their 40s. Right? You don't know shit before that. You think you do. That's just how it is. You think you can run through a fucking wall. But you don't know shit. So if you're out there juicing at 18 years old, you're retarded. You might look fantastic now, but your guts, your inside, the plaque buildup, the calcium buildup, the overexertion of the heart and everything, it's giving you results in a year. You look fantastic. I want to look fantastic at 55. Watch me at 55 look better than most of these guys at 25. Watch me. Maybe not my face. Can't do shit about my face. Do you know what I am saying? Unless I do the Maybe they just want to know what your army shirts mean. He might be an agent trying to spy on you. That's a dumb question. At this point, y'all should offer a course to teach people how to shut it off on their own. The original had a dead cell, and they put another one in it, like back in it. India is fucked for emission shit. They don't even want you to touch the exhaust. They're copying gay European shit for emissions. I've always wanted to see Z06, but it just seems annoying to have to deal with the meth ice tank overheating issues compared to the Mustang, which is just E85. Exactly. The Mustang has superior cooling. Or the engine layout and everything tends to lend itself to have less IAT issues. That's why it was so easy to say, let's put a Coyote in the ZR1. Holding the fleshlight, Smash the Devourer says, my offer still stands, and if you need someone to rub your back and give you a happy ending, hit me up. Joe Jack says, I train alone, headphones in, no talking, nothing better. Drives me crazy when I see guys with one foot up on the bench, chatting up with another tattooed guy who is constantly state of flex. What's up, man? I see you here all the time. Don't reply. I go, because if you're like, yeah, you're fucking Jack. What do you do? Where do you eat? Fuck you. I don't care what you do. I know what you do. You take steroids. Shut up. The intake option, ZR1. Okay. So the ZR1, I'm having issues with fitment on the intake manifold. Now, a couple of things I can do. I can modify the firewall at the back to accept a GT manifold or a 18 manifold or a 350 manifold. And it's just a matter of clearancing, which I will not do. I will have Jake do that. Jake is better at fabrication. I am not going to start cutting stuff up because I suck at it. That's the cheapest option and probably my best option. Or you have to then buy a hat that bolts onto a Department of Boost lower, and the Department of Boost lower is over $2,000. The hat's going to be over $2,000. So I have $4,000 in intake, or you get a Dremel, you mark where you need to clearance it, and you cut out, and you have an 18 manifold that can take 1,000 horsepower. That's what I'm going to do. $4,000 worth of intake. It sounds kind of crazy to me. So I'm like, Jake, come over here, zip this thing off. It's fiberglass. The whole car's fiberglass. So zip it off when we're good to go. Alex, what's your diet? I ate a very simple diet. You're going to think I'm crazy. Like I went to Utiki yesterday. I had steak and rice and a salad. Steak, rice, salad, no juicy shit. I wasn't dipping nothing. These motherfuckers like, oh, I eat chicken. Then they dip it in sauce all the time. Nah, fuck that. Steak, rice, and it's usually a derivative of that. Chicken and rice, steak, rice. That's it. I don't eat cookies. I don't eat fucking nothing. Once in a while, I have like a... It's sad. I wish I could just have chocolate and just be a fat fuck. But at this age, I got to keep things tight. Do you know what I am saying? Turvey must be 25 3/4. Yeah, we were retarded in our 20s. Those that juice for gym at 18 probably take a dump at the gym as well. I have never shit in the gym. You are a psychopath if you are going to go butt to butt with the public. If you're going to, you might as well just drop your pants and see a stranger on the street and kiss cheeks. psycho. Alex, you look 32. You looking to fuck or what? You know when someone's going to BS at the gym, they have a wife beater and basketball shorts and machine hoggers. Exactly. What about the Holly Ultra low ram intake? No, thank you. Mustang and Meatball says, ever notice how dudes get tough in the gym? No one says excuse me or thank you. All manners out the door. I say excuse me, boss man. This is the difference though. I'm like one of the, and again, I'm not saying this because I think I'm badass. I'm one of the taller guys at the gym. Like there's massive dudes, right? Like 6'5" and up. But like I generally can see above everyone else's head at the gym. I'm only 5'11", but I'm 225 pounds. And it is not, you've seen the Street Alpha in real, people are like, you're a girthy motherfucker. So when I say, excuse me, they generally tend to move. Now, I'm not looking to do that, but it's a nice byproduct for sure. Judging by some of the comments, you're going to have your DMs all slid up into kiss cheeks. I'm dead. Oh, God, I refuse to shit in public. Same here. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. So the Ram Soto needs to be done. The Ram slide on the ops with the vent window, all-wheel drive, 392 option, Hellcat option, 392 option, standard output Hurricane, high output Hurricane, Hellcat. You can do a 426 and then whatever the fuck Hellcat. You will have a brand new lineup of Billy Badass regular cab short bed trucks. People will buy. If you keep the price decent, configure them to be tuning unlocked immediately, and no bullshit, that is the quickest way to make a dent into the Ford sales and make a splash into the market. Show it running a good number, slide on the ops, do donuts, do dumb shit, offer it with lowering kits. I think you guys would have a winner, but what the fuck do I know? I'm just the guy in the aftermarket talking shit on the internet. All right, guys, have a good rest of your Sunday. I will be back on Tuesday, 8 p.m. For those of you that watch the dating channel, I'm going to do a show Monday night. I'm going to try to keep it once or twice a week. Monday night seems good, or Wednesday night seems good for me because not a lot of shit happens around Monday and Wednesday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, everyone's out. It's summertime. They're at the beach. They're at the lake. They're doing something. So I'm not going to try to get on late and talk dating channel stuff, but I'll try to be on Monday night or something. Tonight, I'm going to drop a video at 6 or 7 p.m. It'll be a premiere, so we can chat live. It'll be mostly sound. You're not going to see anything. There's not going to be anything fantastic, but I'm going to show you how to manipulate the LRX a little bit. You'll hear this car that I'm working on, a couple of cool sound clips. I think you guys will enjoy that. Today, I'm going to finish up the tuning on that. I'm also going to get a wide open throttle hit on the blue GT500 so I can check out the fueling situation with the 20%. I think I'm going to have belt slip, but we'll see. I'll do my best to mitigate that, so I'll do my best to get you guys as much content as possible. Have a good rest of your Sunday. I'll see you guys on Tuesday for Talk Shit Tuesday. See ya.